Did you know that apples can be beneficial to our dogs when given appropriately and in small quantities? Apples are a rich source of vitamin C, potassium, they have vitamin K in them. They are rich in polyphenols, which have an antioxidant effect on the body, and they're rich in soluble fiber. In fact, apples have a pectin, which is a soluble fiber that actually can help with gut health as well as bowel stability. So if you have a dog that's having issues with their gut, an apple might be all they need. Now, we're not talking about an apple a day. That doesn't quite work in the world of dogs. What we are talking about is a way that you can take these apples and you can transform them into ways that will help your dog. We have 3 tips for you, and we're going to start with the first one. So apples, good to know that they are one of the highest ranked fruits on the environmental working group for pesticides. So please, whenever you can, choose organic. If you cannot get organic, you have to peel the skin before you do any of these 3 little tips and tricks that we're teaching you today. You always want to take out the stem and the seeds. So I'm going to use a nice little apple core here to do just that. And then the easiest thing to do for your dog that's having bowel issues, having loose stool, is you're going to take the apple, you can cut it up a little bit, throw it into a blender. Now these are organic apples, that's why I'm leaving the skin on. One of the benefits of leaving the skin on is that there's a lot of that soluble fiber in the skin as well as a lot of those polyphenols. So if you can buy organic, please do. If not, cut the skin out. We're going to put it in our blender and we're going to puree it up. And just like that, we have our own homemade organic applesauce. What you'll do is you'll take the applesauce. I like to reuse jars to be environmentally friendly. And you're just gonna put the applesauce into the jar, put it in your fridge. You can add about a half a teaspoon for about a 30-pound dog to each of the meals for the day. And it should help to firm up their stool. Now, I am going to tell you, apples are high in fructose, which is a natural sugar. If you overfeed apples, the fructose can actually have the reverse effect. So if you overfeed this applesauce, you actually can make the stool worse. So there's your tip. If you have puppies around or know people that have puppies in their life that are going through that teething stage, I bet you didn't know that an apple can be of real value. We're going to just cut the apple up. And we're going to just do this in little segments, just like you would do for a young child. So we're just going to cut it up. Take these apple slices, once they're all done, put them in a little plastic baggie, and then pop them in the freezer. What you'll then have after about 3 or 4 hours is a really nice little frozen treat that is good for your puppy, that will help to soothe the gums as they're teething and provide them something nutritious that they can chew on. That's tip number 2. This is by far the easiest and I think the most fun way to make a treat for your dog out of something nutritious. So let's start again with an organic apple. Before we even start with the apples, we're going to preheat our oven. So you're going to preheat the oven. We're going to make some apple chips. So you can do a dehydrated apple chip. If you have about 6 hours, you want to put your oven on 145. Once we cut and slice the apples, you're going to put them in there, and 6 hours later, you're going to get these great little apple chips. If you don't have that much time, then we can actually put the oven up to 225, and we can have them in there for about an hour. So depending on what you want to do, I'm actually going to do the I actually already did the dehydrated aspect, but I put them on the lower heat. So you want to make certain that you core the apple, and you're just going to slice them up really nicely in little thin rings. I say, when I say thin, I guess I'm a little thicker than I should, but not too thick. So you're going to go through that, and with the magic of TV, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to open my oven and take them out. What they look like is this. A yummy, fantastic treat that is good for your dogs, and they'll love them. Now, again, apples are really high in fructose, which is a natural sugar. A little goes a long way. So if you have a 50-pound dog and you're making these treats, maybe give them 2 or 3 a day. And if you're giving them any of the products from the other 2 videos we talked about, skip the chips that day. Okay? Thanks, guys. Give apples. They will make your dogs healthier.